What is up, all of you amazing people out there in YouTube land? Welcome back to Tell the Bomb Squad. As always, I am your man, Crazy Juan, and I got something special for you guys today. The key word there being special. This ain't no Frosty Bartail. This ain't no video game walkthrough. No, sir. This is something my bestest buddy in the whole wide world, Jared, has been saying I should be doing since we were seniors in high school 14 years ago. That's right. This is an event 14 years in the making, folks. And I'm finally doing it. Now, obviously, I would love to be doing this in front of a live crowd, but since I live in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina, that can't happen. At least not until I get myself to Charlotte, which will be happening very soon. But first, this will have to do. Now, ever since I moved down to North Carolina to make a fresh start for myself, I got a new job where I got about 12 to 14 hours a day to sit there and think of shit. So it's like, okay, well, if I was to do a special, obviously I want it to be about something funny, duh. But then I started thinking to myself, well, what if it was a bit shocking? For that shock value, that's very important. But then I also started thinking, to get that raw, powerful emotion, it would have to be something a little bit embarrassing. So I started thinking, man, wouldn't it be phenomenal if I could think of something that was a bit of all three of those? And then it hit me like a metaphorical ton of bricks, which thank God was metaphorical, otherwise I would have hurt like hell. I thought of something. I thought it's just a thing. So I'm going to take you all on a trip through yesteryear, through my life, into something that is a bit of all three of those. Now, allow me to warn you guys right now, this is a slow to a medium build. But the ending is unbelievable and delicious. And unpredictable. You guys are never going to see this coming. This is like cooking a strip of bacon. You don't want to cook it too fast, otherwise it'll burn. You won't get that beautiful mixture of chewy and crunchy. And if you don't eat bacon, well, that's on you. I feel sorry for you. You're missing out on one of the greatest aspects of life. So, if you want to go ahead and skip to the end, by all means, I'll give you a second. The reason I don't think you're going to do that, though, is because if you did skip to the end, you're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. How the hell did he get here from where he started? Guess you're just going to have to watch the amazement and the journey. So join me, sit back and relax, because here we go. Now, this goes all the way back to when I was a 19-year-old chap still serving in the United States Navy. Thank you. I was stationed in San Diego, California, and I was working at a place called Pass and Decal. Now, what that was, is that is where you went to take your car to get a temporary pass or stickers put on so you could drive it on base. Now, I had this coworker there. And, well, there is a possibility this story might get him in trouble. If he is still serving, this story will definitely get him in trouble. So I'm going to do him a solid, even though he doesn't do me a solid. He puts me in a precariously sticky situation. You'll all find out exactly what in a little bit. But I'm going to do him a favor, and I'm going to protect his identity, so I'm going to call him Chunk. Now, why would I call him Chunk? Well, simply put, he was a chunky motherfucker. I wouldn't say he was obese, but I will say he was fat. So, we're going to call him Chunk. Now, Chunk and I were two peas in a pod. We were virtually the same in every way, except he was fat and I was not. I mean, we had the same personality, the same sense of humor. We were both sarcastic in nature. We're both video game nerds. We're both professional wrestling fans. The only thing we never did was hang out outside of work. Until one day, he came up to me at work. It was a Thursday. And he goes, hey, John, you guys stay and watch it all this weekend? And I said, well, as it happens, I don't. I'm completely free this weekend. And he goes, beautiful. You're hanging out with me this weekend. We're getting fucked up. And I said, ooh, well, I can't pass up an opportunity like that. Well, for two reasons. One, I love getting fucked up. I love drinking. I love having fun like that. And if you guys think I'm fun now, wait until I get a few drinks in me. I am the life of the party. It's a good time. And, of course, like I said, I never got a chance to hang out with him outside of work, so I always wanted to, because think of all the fun that we had together at work. think of the fun we can have outside of work. I think of all the havoc we wreak behind professional walls. The possibilities are limitless of how much havoc we can wreak behind unprofessional walls. So of course I said yes. However, if I knew then what I know now, I would have lied to him to get out of going. I would have said, sorry, Chunk. I gotta stay and watch on Saturday. There's literally nothing I can do at all this weekend. Now, why would I lie? Why would I pass up an opportunity to drink? And why would I pass up an opportunity to hang out with a good friend outside of work? You'll just have to wait and find out. So, Friday comes along. We finish our shift. He goes, all right, we're going to go to your barracks room. We're going to pick up your shit. We're going to go get some drinks, and we're going to my place. Swell. Sounds like a good plan. So, we finish our work. We get my stuff. And on the way to go get beer, he asks me the important question. How much can you drink? I laughed at this. How much can I drink? Well, there's 3 things you got to know about me. 1, I'm Irish. Drinking is in my blood. It is in my DNA. 2, I have been partying and drinking since I was a sophomore in high school. And when I say partying and drinking, I don't mean me and my sophomore friends took a beer out of my parents' fridge when they weren't looking. No. I mean, I'm partying and drinking with people 6, 7, 8 years older than I am who are going to college who can legally drink, and I'm drinking their asses under the table. That kind of partying. And on top of that, 3, I'm a Navy sailor. Okay? That is the 4th and hidden Navy Corps value to be able to drink. So, obviously, I can take care of myself. I can handle myself quite well. And he says, good, so can I. So, I'm thinking maybe 3 24-packs? That should do it? And I said, yeah, that sounds like a sufficient enough amount of alcohol for the 2 of us. So we got the 3 24-packs, went to his place. I put my shit down, and he shows me his video game collection. I am just blown the hell away. I mean, he's got, and I even told him, I'm like, man, you have things I haven't seen since I was a kid, games I haven't played since I was little. He goes, really? I said, yes, really. He goes, well, why don't you crack open a beer and pop one in and let's play. I said, really, dude? Man, let me just say, thank you for this weekend. It's very rare nowadays for me to get out of my barracks room, my 10x10, to get to do anything fun. Because normally it's just wake up, go to work, come home from work, watch TV on my laptop, go to sleep, eat, rinse, repeat all the way throughout the rest of the week. And of course, all my friends that were in San Diego are now on deployment. I got taken off the first ship to have surgery on my right ring finger. Hence why when I stick up 3 fingers, it becomes 2.5, and I have a permanent shocker. Now, that's not the shocking thing I was talking about earlier, but do you see what I did there? Yes, you do. It's delicious. Love it. So, I said, and on top of that, you know, I don't get to go, I'm not old enough to go to downtown San Diego bars, pubs, and clubs, which is what I want to do, especially since I'm Irish. And on top of that, the rec yard gets boring as hell. So I really appreciate this. I truly do. And he goes, don't mention it. Besides, I'm getting something out of this weekend too. And boy, does he ever. He gets so much more than he bargained for. You'll all find out in a little bit. So we start playing games and drinking beer. I mean, we're sipping beer. We're taking shots of beer. We're drinking beer. We're slamming beer. We're chugging beer. We're downing beer. We're doing everything with beer but butt chugging. Because, well, butt chugging's disgusting, it sounds painful, and just completely uncomfortable, and we're not having any of it, so no. Now, many hours go by, and I plow through an entire 24-pack by myself. I'm a little drunk. He plows through an entire 24-pack by himself. He's a little drunk. And that's when he gets a text message from his wife. And for her safety and her identity, I'm going to call her Sugar. So he gets a text message from Sugar, and he goes, oh, my wife's going to be on her way home from work shortly. You finally get to meet my wife. And I said, good. Can't wait to meet her. Boy, do I take that shit back. So he goes, all right, dude, put the controller down. I'm like, really? Why? He goes, because I'm hereby challenging you to a game of quarters. I said, boy, you better have some skill to back up a challenge of quarters like that against me. Because let me tell you something, quarters is my favorite drinking game. In my opinion, there is nothing like a good game of quarters. I love that shit. So he goes, don't worry, I can handle myself very well. So I accepted his challenge and we started playing quarters. And much like every other aspect of our friendship, we are evenly matched. I mean, we're sinking shot for shot. I mean, we're going left and right, every direction else in between. We're making them all the time. I mean, if I had to make a guess and say we took 10 shots each, we're probably making 8 or 9 of them. Now, I know there's going to be some trolls out there, some smarky people that are going to go, ooh, 8 or 9, that's nothing. I can make all 10 shots without missing. And you know what, to all you people out there, I dare you to ask me how much of a shit I give. I'll laugh and tell you not one little bit, because I don't. Good for you. Lovely. I don't care. So, we're playing. We're drinking. We're putting a nice sizable dent inside that last 24 pack, which is when his wife comes home. Now, I don't see the door. The door's behind me, right over there. I'm facing that way. So he's sitting over there. I'm sitting right here. The door's right back there, so I don't see her come in. And that's all of a sudden when he greets her, he goes, hey, babe, how was work? She goes, good. And he goes, Sugar, this is John. John, this is my wife, Sugar. Now, I'm a man of manners, so I want to turn to greet her and go, hello. But that's not exactly what happened in my mind, because in my mind, it was more like this. Hello. Damn! Because I look at her, and then I look at him. I look at him, and I look back at her. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're married to him. You're married to her. How? I'm baffled by this, and literally all I could do was think to quote Jack Nicholson from that movie The Departed and ask myself, how the fuck did this happen? Because the reason I'm so shocked is because if I had to rate Chunk on his looks on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Quasimodo level of hideous and 10 being Chris Hemsworth level of gorgeous, I would say on a good day he's a 3. Maybe a 3.5 if he's wearing a nice shirt. Now, I don't want to make it seem like I'm judging him unfairly, because I know I'm no prize pig to look at myself. I know on a good day, I'm like maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8 if my hair is done, which it is. Now, the reason I'm so shocked is because his wife, if I had to rate her looks on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Snooki level of hideous and 10 being Jessica Alba level of gorgeous, on a bad day, she's a 9. A 9! And with minimal effort whatsoever, perfect 10. And I'm baffled. Because where I come from, Northern Illinois, this relationship would have had a snowball's chance in hell in being formed. Because the women where I come from, scratch that, let me rephrase that right now, I don't want to piss off the wrong people. There are a few decent women where I come from who have good morals and who are good people. Very few of them. They exist, but they're rare as shit. Everybody else, though, are one of two types. They're either A, extremely, extremely shallow, and by that, I mean, if you ask them out, the first thing that's going to pop into their mind is, what's my image going to be perceived as being seen with you in public, which is absolutely sad. Or they are very, very, very childish. And what do I mean when I say childish? Well, I mean, you guys could be dating for days, weeks and weeks, months and months. Things could be going good. Things could be going great. Things could be going wonderful. Things could be going perfect. And then all of a sudden, something in them will change. Just like that. And then all of a sudden, this isn't what they want anymore. And instead of telling you, they won't say shit. Even though whatever inside of them has changed, it is affecting them, meaning it affects the relationship they are in. And if it affects the relationship they're in, it affects the other person that is in the relationship, meaning you. And instead of being an adult and talking to you about it, they won't say shit, or they will give you bare minimum until you eventually get fed up with the silence and go, okay, I've noticed the difference. What the hell is going on? And then, and only then will they be like, hey, listen, this isn't what I want anymore. Sorry, let's just be friends. And it's like, wow, this whole time I thought I was dating an adult, but come to find out I was dating a child, and that shit's pathetic. Now that I've pissed a few people off, don't get mad at me. I mean, if you want to get mad at somebody because you don't like hearing the truth, I mean, obviously if you're pissed, that means I just talked about you and you just don't like hearing it because the truth's a fickle bitch. You want to get mad at somebody, go look in the mirror and be mad at that person. Don't get mad at me for spitting the truth. It's not my fault. So, anywho, now that I've lost a few viewers, let's continue with the story. So, she looks at me and goes, so this is the infamous John I've heard so much about. And I said, infamous? Uh-oh, that don't sound good. And she goes, oh no, I just heard about all the crazy things you and my husband do at work together and just how crazy of a guy you are in general. So I joked with her. I joked. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, nothing good then. And that's when she says it, the first mildly inappropriate thing of the evening, and trust me, it gets worse. She goes, oh, stop. Everything I've heard about you, I absolutely love. I went, all right. That's how I say all right when I'm mildly nervous about something. So she goes, so what are you guys doing? What are we doing? What does it look like we're doing? We're filling out our taxes. We're playing quarters. And she goes, well, you're going to be with us all weekend, aren't you, John? I said, yes, I am, sugar, and thank you for the hospitality. I greatly appreciate that. Manners. And she goes, well, you guys are going to have to figure out a way to get me involved in all this. I'm like, yeah, we'll totally think of a way. The reason I have that reaction is because there's no adequate way 3 people can play quarters. It's not possible. I mean, it is possible. There's 2 ways I can think of. One, you have a handicap match where 1 goes against 2, and since they're married, it would be me against the 2 of them. And as good as I am, that's some bullshit. So that ain't happening. And then there's a triple threat match where, for instance, I shoot against him, he shoots against her, she shoots against me. Now that could work. It could. However, it kind of defeats one of the main purposes of quarters. It is getting revenge on people that make you drink. It's not, if she makes me drink, it's not enough for me to go, Chunk, sugar made me drink. You make her drink because she made me drink. No, that's not enough. If she makes me drink, I have to be the one to make her drink. It's revenge at its finest. So that's how it should be. So there's no other way you can play quarters with 3 people that I know of. But if anybody watching this, if you know of a way 3 people can adequately play quarters, leave me a description in the comment section below. And if you can give me a decent description, I'll award you a can of Coke for your reference. I'm a man of my word. So she goes, all right, well, I'm going to go get changed out of these stinky work clothes, and I'll come join you guys in a little bit. So she walks away and enters the bedroom, and that's when it hits me. It's like, I smell Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut. I have loved Pizza Hut my whole life. Every year from my birthday growing up, I went to Pizza Hut for my birthday, which explains why I was so damn fat. And I still love Pizza Hut to this day, and I will always love Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, do me a favor. Go ahead and sponsor me, please. Think of the recipe of success we could create. Do you see what I did there? We could create delicious results. Boom! Think of the dough we could rake in. Nailed it again. All right, I'm done. That was the last one. But seriously though, Pizza Hut, call me. Now, I'm like, dude, did your wife bring us home Pizza Hut? Because I smell Pizza Hut. And he goes, oh, no, that's just her. She works there. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, hold it. Hold it, hold it. Your wife works at Pizza Hut and comes home smelling like that every night? And he goes, well, yeah, most of the time. Time out. This guy just got promoted to the luckiest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. And why? Because his wife is insanely gorgeous, for one. 2, she doesn't think video games are nerdy or dorky. She doesn't think professional wrestling is stupid. And she comes home reeking of pheromones in Pizza Hut. My God, if I had a wife with those kind of characteristics and attributes, we'd have 12 kids. And you guys can go ahead and connect those dots however you want to. I guarantee you're all going to create the same picture. So she gets changed, and she comes out and joins us looking a lot more comfortable, which made me slightly uncomfortable. And it didn't take her long to realize how even we were, because she even points it out. She goes, you guys seem like you're pretty matched. You guys seem like you're on the same level. And that's when he goes, Sugar's got a point, dude. I don't think we're going to be able to, find a clear-cut winner tonight, man. I think we might have to solve this tomorrow night. I don't think we got enough beer for this. And as much as it sucked, I didn't want to call it a draw. I didn't. I wanted to beat his fat ass. But I didn't think we'd have enough beer, so I'm just like, all right. All right, you might have a point. You guys might be right. Let's just call it a draw. We'll finish it tomorrow, and boy, do we ever. So we finish it on epic terms. So we stop playing quarters, and the 3 of us just polish off all but 3 beers of that last 24-pack. Now, Star wiped 2 at the end of the night. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and he goes, man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to hit the sack. And I'm thinking to myself, get the fuck out of here. There is no way I just drank you under the table that damn bad. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You are 5 years older than me, therefore your tolerance should legally be a lot higher than mine. And you outweigh me by about 50 to 70 pounds of pure body fat. There's no way I outdrank you that easily. Shame on you. My goodness. I knew I was good, but I didn't know I was that damn good. And that's when his wife goes, well, what about you, Johnny? You tired? I'm like, no, not really. And she goes, okay, well, neither am I. So how about I go put him to bed, and then I come out here, and then we continue talking. I'm like, all right. What the fuck are we going to talk about? I got nothing to talk to you about, especially in private, just between the 2 of us. I got nothing to say to you. So They get off the couch. It's important to know where we're sitting. They're sitting on the couch. I'm sitting on the love seat by myself. So they get up off the couch. He goes, all right, dude, good night. I'll see you in the morning. I say, good night, Chunk. I'll be here. So they go away. There's 3 beers left. I grab one of them, switch the top off, and I slam the thing just because I'm going to need as much courage to get me through the hell I'm about to go through as much as possible. And trust me, I needed a lot more at my disposal than I had because this gets awkward real quick. So she comes back out a few minutes later. Oh, well, he's all tucked in. I'm like, well, that's good. Great. So I'm thinking she's going to go sit back on the couch where she was sitting before. Does she do that? No, she doesn't. And guys, get used to that kind of reaction. You're going to be seeing it and hearing it a lot. So no, she sits right here next to me on the love seat to the point where our shoulders are touching, which makes me very uncomfortable. So she just goes... And that's when the conversation gets a little bit more risque, we'll call it. And she goes, you must have a really understanding wife to let you stay out all weekend like this. I said, wife? Lady, clearly your husband hasn't been talking about me enough. I'm not married. She goes, you're not married? I said, no. I'm 19 years old. I didn't realize I was supposed to be married yet. And she goes, well, then your girlfriend must be really understanding that. It's truth be told, I ain't got one of them neither. I actually broke up there like 5-6 months ago. And she goes, really, why? I said, well, a few reasons. One, she was in Illinois. I'm in San Diego. That right there is hard enough. 2, despite my best efforts, she did shit that annoyed the ever-living hell out of me. And I tried to ignore it, but I couldn't anymore. And 3, I'm fairly certain she was cheating on me, but I can't accurately prove that. So I just went with the other 2, and, well, that was that. It wasn't a good relationship anyway. And she goes, oh, well, that sucks. Her loss. I'm like, her loss? It doesn't really work that way. I mean, if she would have dumped me, then yeah, it would have been her loss. But I dumped her, so technically it would be my... I get what she was doing. She just said it wrong. And she goes, I can't believe you're single. I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. And the truth is I do. And you guys want to know why? You guys want to know my big secret behind still being single? Because I have not yet found a woman adequate enough to be able to handle all this madness. And if I did, I'd be so concerned for her well-being. She would have to have a few screws loose in order to be able to handle all this nut. So, that is when the conversation goes that way. So she goes, well, I wouldn't worry about it too much. A young, handsome guy like yourself, I bet you can find a woman whenever you want to. I'm like, wow, thank you for that mildly inappropriate compliment you just paid me. I kind of appreciate it. Not really. And she goes, besides... young stud like yourself, I bet you know how to please a woman in the bedroom. It's like, okay, so, exactly what in the fuck am I supposed to say to something like that? So, what I did was, I didn't know what to say, so I needed to stall. So I stood up, I got one of the last 2 beers, I sat down on the love seat as far away from her as I possibly could, to the point where the arm of the love seat is nearly right up my ass crack, super uncomfortable. So then I opened it up and I started drinking it slowly to buy myself some time to come up with something adequate to say. I finished the beer and still had no clue what to say. So I just said the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, well, I haven't gotten any complaints yet. And she goes, I bet you haven't. Gets up, gets that last beer, sits right next to me again to the point where shoulder to shoulder, now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I got nowhere else I can go. I mean, I could sit on the floor, I can go sit over there on the couch, but that would make her really uncomfortable. And as discussed earlier, I'm a gentleman with manners. I would rather be the uncomfortable one in this situation than make somebody else uncomfortable, because I'm a sucker that way. So I just deal with it. And that's when she opens up the beer, puts the cap on the table, and literally sucks the whole thing down in about 3 gulps. I'm terrified, yet strangely aroused by this. And that's when she says it. So how many women have you been with? Like, I'm not comfortable answering that question. And why? Well, I'll be honest with you guys. The honest answer at that point in my life was 1. Just 1. I know that's sad and pathetic. 19-year-old guy in the Navy's only been with 1 woman. Like I said, the women who I come from are shallow and childish as hell. I think the reason that I didn't get any action when I was in high school was because my boobs developed faster than most of theirs, and mine were bigger than most of theirs, so I'm thinking they were all just jealous. Besides, I didn't start turning heads my way until I had already lost all the weight, and all of a sudden, that's when people are just like, ooh, he's so charismatic and charming. It's like, Bitch, I was charismatic and charming. I was 100 pounds heavier. Shut the hell up. So, like I said, shallow and childish. Grow up. Just be adults. So, find love where you can get it, damn it. Now, I didn't want to be honest with her because, not that I was trying to impress her, but because now I've lost all the weight. I look good. I'm a sailor. I am serving the military. I have an image to preserve. When I was in high school, I didn't care. I embarrassed myself every day. I cut my own hair. It looked like shit. It looked like a mixture of Ray Charles and Michael J. Fox cut my hair. It was a mess. So the simple fact that I went to school every day looking like that was embarrassing enough. Now, I'm 31 years old. I'm on YouTube telling the most embarrassing story of my life. Do I care? No, I don't. But back then, I did. I did give a shit about my image because I finally had one that looked good. So I didn't want to be honest with her because then she would laugh at me. So I wanted to lie to her and just be very arrogant about it and be like, 5. But due to all the alcohol I've been drinking, the truth slipped its way out somehow, and I very arrogantly answered 1. Oh, man. Kurt, now I've done it. Now she's going to laugh at me, and I'm just going to be really embarrassed. Good job, me. Good job, me. But was she embarrassed? No, she wasn't. As a matter of fact, it seemed like the complete opposite. It seemed like she was impressed and shocked by this. Because she goes, you completely satisfied the first and only woman you were ever with? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I did. Matter of fact, truth be told, I got lucky the first time I got lucky. I mean, shit. I mean, as soon as we were done with it, she looked at me and she went, wow, you seemed like you knew what you were doing. How many times have you done this before? Again, I have an image now. That was my first time, but I didn't want to be honest with her. So I'm just like, I've done this a few times. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry I lied to you. So I'm just like, yeah, I guess I got lucky the first time I got lucky. And that's when she does it. That's when she takes it too far and she goes, ooh, I knew you must have a gift in the bedroom, and puts her hand on my knee. I'm done with this conversation. I am done. And I then forced myself to yawn. And I'm like, whoo, man, those last few beers must have really snuck up and whooped my ass because I'm about ready to hit the sack and hit the old dusty trail. And she goes, oh, look at me being inappropriate because of all the alcohol I've been drinking. I'm like, oh, yeah, real mature bitch. Blame the alcohol for this shit coming out of your mouth. And yes, I realize I literally just did the same thing myself a minute ago, but it's fine. So she goes, all right, well, I suppose I should let you go to bed then. I'm like, yeah, that would be great. So she stands up. I lay down. She goes, good night. I'll see you in the morning. I say, I'll be here, unfortunately. So she goes and walks towards the bedroom. Now, I'm going to keep my eyes closed until she has enough time to get out of the room. And then I will open my eyes because I'm not tired at all. So I'm going to survey my surroundings to see what I can get myself into because I'm not tired. So about 30, 45 seconds later, I open my eyes. There's the TV. Might turn that on. There are his video games. Might be playing those in a little bit. There's the rest of the living room. There's his kitchen. There's the bedroom door where his wife is standing there and is staring at me. And she is smiling. And she just looks at me, squints her eyes, and says, sweet dreams, winks at me, goes into the bedroom and closes the door behind her. It's like, wow, I am in an entirely new world of uncomfortable I've never experienced before. So there's no way in hell I'm going to turn the TV on or risk playing video games because knowing my luck, she's going to hear the click of the buttons even if the TV's muted. She's going to hear those buttons. She's going to go, hark, do my ears deceive me? He's not sleeping. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go hang out with him again and make him even more uncomfortable than I've already been making him. And now, so I laid there until I eventually fell asleep. Friday is done. It's over. And if you thought Friday was something, boy, wait until you hear Saturday. Friday was bumpy. Saturday is straight up turbulent. Saturday is a damn earthquake. It is nasty. Now, you guys need to know something about me. You guys have been hearing how she's making me so uncomfortable. You guys need to know why she's making me so uncomfortable. But we're going to get to that after a brief intermission because I got to wet the old whistle. But don't worry. In just a little bit, well, it's actually going to be like just a few seconds for you guys. It's probably going to be about 5 minutes for me. But in just a few seconds, you guys are going to hear why she's making me so damn uncomfortable because I've lived my life by 2 simple rules. We are going to find out what those 2 simple rules are as soon as we come back from this intermission. So everybody, don't go anywhere. Sit tight. I will be right back.